Yo, what's good, man? I'm really happy that you made it out here today.
My
Thank
pleasure,
you for taking
brother.
the time.
My pleasure.
So today's guest is my man, veteran, rapper, father, Santa Claus. We're going to get to it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Overall solid dude trying to figure it out, make things work, the type of dudes I mess with. So, I really appreciate him coming out here and taking the time to talk to us today. We're going to have a good time. We're going to get into the rap. We're going to get into the the stories that got you to where you are, that led you serving our country, which, I can probably speak on behalf of a lot of people watching. We really appreciate that.
My pleasure.
So thank you for that. As a matter of fact, wrong one. That's what you deserve for that.
Gratitude.
That's what you deserve for that.
Thank you.
So, thank you for that. Everybody, we got Cali in the building. What's good, bro?
Yo, what's happening?
How you doing today?
Everybody, it's your boy Cali. You know what I'm saying? The building, live and in the flesh. What's happening?
Yeah. How you doing today?
I'm doing well.
What'd you do last night?
Wonderful, blessed.
Tell the truth, man. What'd you do last night? Like, you might. I feel like I'm gonna tell the audience this real quick. You might not be able to go into detail all the time as we go through this interview, and so I want the people to know that. But what'd you do last night?
I was at the crib.
You get out the house or?
Got a little. Nah,
you ain't even go nowhere.
No, I didn't go nowhere. After.
What happened to homie on the couch?
He ended up leaving. He had to go get his sister from work. Actually, he said he wants to come back over.
Do we know his name? Do we officially know his name yet?
Tonio.
Okay, got it. Shout out to the guy on the couch,
Shout
man.
Out Tonio from Chicago.
Yeah. What up? So you be having fun?
I do.
Yeah, you be having a good time.
Trying to live my best life, man.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm assuming it was a lot you went through a lot to get there.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about that. So where exactly are you from? Like, where did you kind of grow up? You're not a Des Moines native, are you?
No, I'm originally from what they call the high desert in California, that in the Los Angeles area.
The high desert? That sounds crazy.
Yeah, it's basically like if you was to leave LA and take that drive to Vegas, it's that big area in between LA and Vegas where it's mostly primarily desert. So we got cactuses and roadrunners
Scorpions
and all that stuff out there.
You used to that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to.
We're not used to that here, bro. You say that? Nah, I don't. Yo,
yeah.
If there was a rattlesnake here right now, I'd run.
Coyotes in your backyard, you get used to all that.
I've seen some coyotes here, ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But not no desert stuff.
Yeah.
So, how long did you live out that way?
I lived out there, different locations out in that area. I would say for most of my childhood until I moved out towards LA and San Diego. And
so you was in Cali? Is Cali where you went to school?
Yeah, I was in California until I was about 27.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit. What have you noticed that's kind of was different about the Midwest?
On the Midwest, I would say people are a lot more generous and kind. Everybody's not in a rush to get from point A to point B.
Yo, being from New York,
that
is literally the same thing I told people.
Yeah.
I said, like, yo, it's a little bit slower. Everything moves a little slower. People aren't in such a rush. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Actually, I always say, I'm glad I grew up in New York, but I'm glad I raised my kid in Iowa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see how you can say that.
It's so damn expensive over there.
I tell people that it's different. Being from California, I can walk down the street and say, hey, good morning, good afternoon. And people, they're focused on where the fuck they need to be, so they're going.
Yep.
But here, I can say good morning. They say good morning, how are you? And I can have how was your day to a random stranger.
Yep.
So you can't do that in California. Everybody's worried about where they got to go.
Yeah, New York, obviously, is like that too, yeah. I took one of my homies here to New York and kind of pointed out how he looked like a tourist a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stand out like a sore thumb.
No, you good? So, yeah, no. So did you graduate?
Yeah, I graduated high school, yeah.
Was you a troublemaker or what in school? What was school like for you?
Nah, I didn't start getting into trouble until I was an adult.
So we're going to get there because obviously you served in the military.
Yeah.
So, are you looking at me like that, man?
Nah.
So, what about your family?
So I'll give you like the background. So, my mom was a drug addict. So I'm the oldest of 3 brothers and a sister, and so we all were put in foster care.
Same moms or same mom and dad?
Same mom. Some of us have different dads.
Got you. Yep.
And so we were all put in foster care, but luckily there was a family who took us all in. So we were luckily
together
taken into the same house.
Wow.
Yes. And so my sister, she was the only girl, but she's the second youngest. But she had cerebral palsy, so she was disabled. She couldn't talk. She couldn't walk. Yeah. So she
It's beautiful you got to stay
but
together.
the family actually built like a bed, a custom bed for her, that like slid open and slid closed so she wouldn't like fall out the bed, hurt herself. And they got custom wheelchairs for her, everything. I lived there from when I would say about like 5 or 6 until I was about 16, and we all lived in the same house. But due to I would say, when you're in foster home, the parents can treat you as
I
if they
couldn't,
treat your own
yeah.
kids. So
I
if
can
I
only
got
imagine.
so basically, we were getting disciplined in that household as if we were their kids. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? And so there were issues with the social work system, foster care system, and how they were disciplining us. So we got taken out of that home, and then we got split up. So that I lived in a place called Apple Valley at that time. So from Apple Valley, that was the only mom I knew, only dad I knew, brothers, sisters
And
that
you're in
they
high
had.
school at this time.
I'm in middle school at this time. I went from elementary school to middle school in that household.
Got it.
So now I'm like, I would say like eighth grade.
Got you. Okay.
So from eighth grade we split up, and they did 2 and 2. Me and my brother is a year younger than me. Crazy, his name's Michael Jackson. So me and Michael lived in the same house, and my youngest brother Charles and Zach went to a house. And so I lived there for about a year. Me and Michael wasn't really feeling that house, and then Zach ended up having his own behavioral issues. So they had to separate him from my other brother Charles. So Charles was by himself. Me and Michael lived together. We decided, we complained to social worker. We want to move again to another home. So us three ended up moving together. From at the time we had moved from Apple Valley to Lancaster. So now we're in Lancaster. From Lancaster we moved to a place called Corona. And so
And when you say moved, is this to a different family every time?
different family,
Oh,
different
my
mom,
goodness.
dad, different brothers. Yeah. So it's me, Mike, Zach, and we lived in Corona with this other wonderful family and their children, which wasn't a bad situation to be in until they were like, hey, well, Zach, we're trying to reunite him with one of you guys. So when you're in foster care, every year you have to go see a judge. A judge basically says, hey, how are you behaving? Are you, listening to the family? Are they good parents? How are you doing in school? They look at your grades. They look at all that, you know what I'm saying, to see if you're going down the right path, basically. So when I went before the judge, they asked you, is there anything you want to say to the judge? So I want to say something. I said, hey, well, me being the oldest, I know you said one of us, if my brother Zach wants to reunite with one of us has to volunteer to leave. I said, me being the oldest, I'll leave. I'm sure my brothers Mike and Charles can take care of themselves. I'll be the one to move to go with Zach. So like, all right, well, we're gonna move Zach to LA, and you're gonna uproot your life and go move to LA. When you get there, we'll move him there a couple weeks later. I said, okay, cool. So in between that, I ended up moving to Compton. They said you're gonna stay in Compton for like a week until we get Zach out here to LA. So I ended up staying in Compton, but I lived with this older couple. I called her Granny. Granny was like in like her mid-60s, and I loved this older lady. I used to go out in the garden, help her in the garden, help wash her car, help around the house. So I ended up growing a love for Granny. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I told the social worker, like, I know Zach is coming out here, but I don't want to leave. Can he come here? They said, no, well, what we can do is move him there with that parent, and you can end up staying here. So I ended up not going with my brother Zach. Zach ended up moving by himself to LA to another home, but he ended up getting raised by. I ended up staying with Granny for about 2 years in Compton, and Michael and Charles ended up still being in Corona. So now let's fast forward. One day, 2 years later, Granny was like, I don't feel good, I'm going to the hospital. So she went to the hospital, and at the same time, my social worker was like, hey, I have another home that's out by the home you grew up at. Would you like to try to get back out towards the desert to get back out there? You might have high school friends that you knew from middle school that, might be missed out there.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? She said, well, you're going to spend a weekend out there. And if you like it, I'll let you move back out there. So I went out there for like the weekend. Mind you, Granny said she didn't feel good, so she went to the hospital. So within that weekend, I went in on a Friday. By like that Sunday, the social worker shows up with all my belongings. I'm like, I didn't agree to stay here. Like, what are you talking about? She was like, well, unfortunately, Granny passed away. She found out that she had cancer and stuff like that. So she ended up passing away.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So I finished high school.
Rest in peace of Granny.
Yeah, R.I.P. Granny. I love you.
Big facts.
So I ended up finishing high school out there. So when I finished high school, I said, you know what, where am I going to go? Because, when you turn 18 in foster care, basically they expect you to figure out a way.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, I could go work at Walmart or McDonald's or something, and figure out my way there. I can go to college, but I'm like, if I go to college, where's my support system? Because I don't have a mom or a dad or anything. I went from home to home to home. So I'm like, you know what? I ended up running into somebody who was a Marine, and he was like, yeah, I just came back from overseas, and he was telling me his story, and it inspired me. So I went down to the recruiter office, And I went to the Army office first because I said, I don't want to be, super tough guy. Let me just go to the Army. So I went to the Army recruiter. I'm like, hey, I'm interested in joining the Army. And he says, it's not about what the Army can do for you. It's about what you can do for the Army. What do you have to offer us? I said, nah, I'm out of here. So I went to the Marine office. And I think they set this up strategically. So I went to the Marine office. And he said, I went to the Army guy. I'm not really feeling that. I want to come talk to you guys. He says, let me show you why you don't want to go to the Army. So he takes me down to the Army office, and they have their feet kicked up, and they're playing PlayStation. They're playing like 2K or something. And this is back in like 2007. And they're just playing the game. And the Marines like, see, that's why you don't want to be Army. Look how they conduct business. They're playing the game. And the Army guy's like, yeah, you don't want to be one of us. Go with him. So I think they kind of set that up, So I go back to the
good
Marine
marketing.
Guy. Yes, I go back to the Marine guy. I end up signing the contract. I end up going to boot camp.
Well, so hold on. Yeah, so hold on. We're giving the people a lot of information. So how did you? We got to talk a little bit about the foster care and that system and kind of. Yeah. So did you find yourself acting out at all, or what was it like to go live with different? Were you connecting to different brothers and sisters along this time? Like that sounds like a lot to live with different people like that.
Like what you previously asked me, like was I bad when I was younger? I would say no, because with me being the oldest. Okay, so when I was younger, living in Apple Valley with the family that took us all in, we were terrible kids. So we're throwing rocks.
But you were real young at this time.
Yes. Yeah. I was like 15, 14, 13, from 8 years all the way up till I was like 15. So we're like having rock fights outside, rocks are going through windows, sticking forks in light sockets, power's going out. Just
kids stuff a little bit, a little crazy.
I used to wait for all the kids to go to recess and go in backpacks and steal people's homework and erase their names off and write my name on it. I was doing all type of bad stuff. And so
for sure.
So when I got home, I'm getting a whooping. You getting your school call. Where's the belt? You getting your butt whipped. You know what I'm saying? So they had an issue with the foster care system had an issue with how they're disciplining us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
what's up?
No. So did you maintain a relationship with any other families that you stayed with?
I still call that family R.I.P. Pops. My foster dad didn't pass away, but
from the first home that you were all together.
So mom, I still talk to. I call her mom. I still talk to her. The family I went to go visit that I finished high school at when Granny passed away, I still talk to her. I call her mom. I still keep in contact with them. I mean, the kids that lived in that house, I don't really communicate with.
Where are your brothers at now?
I got so when I went to the Marines, so to lead up to this, so when I joined the Marines, my brothers are still in foster care. So I would say my third year in the Marines, my brother who's a year younger than me, he's trying to find his own path in the world. He's still not getting his stuff together. Charles, who's a year younger than Michael Jackson, he ends up going to the Army. And to this day, that's the last time I seen him. I mean, he's back in California now. He's out of the Army, but I haven't seen him since.
Well, thank you for your service, man.
Yeah, I had.
If you happen to see this,
we had a going away. I'm like, bro, I love you. You're gonna do great things in the Army, and that's the last time we physically been in the same room. But Charles went to the Army. My baby brother Zach, he's still in L.A. with the family, that he moved to L.A. with. And then my sister ended up passing.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So my sister passed like my third year in the Marines. Right around the time I was in a relationship with my mom. I met my mom.
Your real mom?
Yeah. So right when I joined the military, I met around that time. I was introduced to my real mom.
Wow.
And she basically was like, I lived around the corner from you. I didn't know exactly where, but the courts said that they shipped you guys all out of state. So I never had a chance to talk to you, meet you. The courts lied. She blames it on the courts. I don't know what the truth is, but so after my sister died, my mom I started going to pick my brothers up from their foster homes and driving to go meet up with my mom or spending weekends with my mom before I go back to the base. And then my mom ended up in the hospital. So I called my brother Charles. He's like, yeah, I heard mom's in the hospital. I said, why? He said, so I think it's to do with drugs. And then after that, I disassociated myself with anything that had to do with her because you weren't in our life. You weren't in our upbringing. You had no part of that. So now that I'm a grown man, I'm able to bring your other kids around, including myself, to try to build this relationship, and we're building this bond. Then drugs was the route you chose, so I disassociated myself from that. I haven't seen my mom since then. I've talked to her like once or twice, but we don't have a relationship. I don't have her number. I don't visit her. We don't.
So obviously, you've been through a lot. Did you ever play sports? During any of these times?
What happened was when I was going to Compton, I tried out for the basketball team, and I made the JV basketball team. And then after our first game was the weekend I went to go visit the other home, and Granny died. So I never made it back to Compton to finish the season. Played one game.
Did you like when you was outside with friends and stuff? Were you playing sports, or because you said you weren't really a troublemaker? No. So what did you? Yeah, what type of stuff were you doing when you were young?
I don't know. I was mostly in the house playing video games, watching like music video, MTV.
Yeah, no,
like
that's a thing.
I was staying out of trouble because I always had the idea of if I mess up, who do my brothers have to look up to?
I love it. I agree.
Who's going to set the example for them?
So I felt about my daughter.
I went through all middle school, high school, never did school, never got kicked out of school, never been suspended, never nothing. Because I'm like, what kind of example am I setting for them if I start doing bad?
So let's talk about what was you playing back then? What video games stand out to you from your childhood? Because we're not too far off in age. So
yeah,
what do you remember playing? Like what was the first system you had?
First system
that you could remember.
I don't think I ever really had a system. I would watch my foster brothers play and ask to play their systems.
So what was it like? Super Nintendo, or even before that? You wasn't an Atari guy,
so
right?
When I was younger with the family that took us all
Sega.
in, they had a Nintendo, they had Mario,
like the first Nintendo
Saturn,
with Duck Hunt and whatnot.
Yeah, with the box controller.
Yeah.
So I watched them play that, but I would say after I left that house and I started like house jumping. Then they start coming out with like the
PlayStation,
Sega Saturn, the first PlayStation.
Oh, the Sega Saturn, yeah. A lot of people don't even remember that.
Yeah, so we used to play that.
So what's like a game like for me? From my childhood, I remember Gran Turismo a lot.
Yeah,
I always remember like the Mario 64. Is that something that you played?
Not as much.
Or like GoldenEye?
Yeah, I played a lot of GoldenEye.
Right, that was lit back then.
Mr. Chop, whatever his name was.
It came back out a couple years ago.
I didn't know
on Xbox. Well, you a PlayStation guy now, right?
Yeah, I'm a PlayStation guy now. I think
for sure.
Xbox reminds me like the iPhone. Like you got to put so much information in there, and if it gets locked or something happens, then
I'm with you.
You're out of everything.
So you're playing video games, chilling, watching music videos. Like let's talk about music.
Yes, sir.
So, what type of music did you listen to growing up? Because a lot of people, I will say this, a lot of people are influenced usually by their parents or the older people. Like if they were listening to jazz or whatever. Like my dad used to listen to a lot of classic rock. Yeah. So even now I'm a rapper. I love rap. It's probably my favorite music. I still have a lot of classic rock influence. So were you influenced by any of the families you lived with and what they listened to?
I would say that growing up in the first home where I spent the majority of my childhood, my dad listened to a lot of jazz and my mom listened to a lot of radio, but we weren't allowed to listen to anything with cussing in it. So we were only allowed to listen to the radio.
Like, so radio hits of that time then, right?
Yeah,
yep.
Like Summertime, Will Smith, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I grew up listening to. And then in the later years when I moved from that house, I was a lot less sheltered. So they're listening to cuss and stuff. And,
probably a lot of LA music.
We got all the bad kids up watching BT Uncut, you know what I'm saying, while the parents are asleep. So I got introduced more into like rap and all the other side.
So what were some of your favorite rappers when you was growing up?
Nobody really stuck out to me as far
as
who
do you remember listening to
I would say when I lived
most?
in Compton, when I lived in Compton is when Jeezy had just got the blowing up.
Man, the Jeezy era?
50 Cent Jeezy. That was around the same time.
I was in New York for when Get Rich or Die Trying came out. That shit was a moment.
I had that on my headset. I used to have the backpack with the speakers on the side.
Love
to rock around the school playing it.
The Jeezy moment was a lit one too, though. We was wearing the snowman shirts to school and whatnot.
It's certain.
They banned them in our school, yo.
I was about to say, when living in Compton, there's certain things that certain clothes you don't wear, certain music that you just don't be bumping. But I would say G-Unit was good back then. G-Unit was good. Jeezy was good. You could play that.
Many Men? When Many Men came out?
It was good.
People were singing that in every hood.
Yeah. So and then, the beef with Game had started, and that was the talk of the school because, Game from out there.
Yeah, it was a talk about in New York, too.
Yeah, so while I'm in class and people are talking about, my sister went to school with Game, and he's like this, or my aunt went to school with him. And
I love 50, I ain't gonna lie to you. But, bro, the Game didn't stop. Yeah. He was relentless in that beef, bro.
Super ruthless.
He was relentless. Yeah. I remember when that 300 Bars of Running came out, I was like, what?
Crazy,
and I love 50. 50's in my top 5, personally.
Yeah.
So, but, like, the Game got busy.
Man, so I would say they stood out.
So, when did you dabble with rapping? When did you start, like...
After I went to the military.
Okay. So let's get there. You kind of just went and... Like, I was going to go sign up for the Army. So what led you there to begin with? Like, what was it that made you want to...
Hearing the other gentleman's testimony that I told you I just got back from Iraq, and hearing him say that, it made me look up to him like a hero. So I'm like, I want to be a hero. But
you said you just got back from Iraq. You were already in the service.
No, the gentleman I had met a gentleman who was a Marine.
Oh, got you.
He's telling
My
me about
apologies.
his stories in Iraq.
Got it.
Stuff that he's seen.
So
and
that
did.
inspired you.
And I'm
Got
like,
it.
I wanted to be somebody that people hear my story and
Love
think that I'm a hero too.
Again, thank you for your
story
service.
Made me think he's a hero. I appreciate it. But yeah, so I ended up going to the Marines, and then while I was in the Marines,
let's talk about that. So how does that work? So I'm just a layman.
Bro.
So how is boot camp? Like, how does that work? So tell me what your first day is like when you sign up and they get. So when you sign up, you don't leave that day, obviously, right?
Nah.
So you end up packing your clothes, and you pack your clothes eventually, though. And what are you leaving? Who picks you up, or you just get dropped off somewhere? How does that work?
So what happens is I went to the recruit station, I signed the information, and then they give you a date to ship out, which it could be anywhere from a couple months to a couple weeks.
Is that like on a bus or something, or what is? Do you kind of leave in a tank? Like, what is that?
Now I'm gonna get to that. So they give you a date to leave. So when I went in, I said I want to leave as soon as possible. And he says, well, I said, 'cause I'm turning 18, I'm getting out of foster care. I don't have months to wait. And he said, well, I'm sorry, but your ship date, he gave me like 2.5 months out.
Got you.
And then he called me that night and said, hey, somebody just backed out. Can you leave Wednesday? Wednesday was like the very next day.
Oh, my God.
I'm on the bus. So they put me in this van. It's like a 12-passenger van. We go to this hotel. At the hotel, we do our physical, everything else to make sure you're all clear, hearing test, everything else. And then from there, I think I think you go out to boot camp. They load you up on this bus, like everybody in that region. Because they can't send buses
with
everywhere.
a bunch of other cats that's brand new, right?
So
all new, signed up.
And crazy stories, while I'm on the bus, this guy I went to high school with, I hate you, Hammer. His name was Hammer, bro. He was super good at basketball. His last name was Hammer. But Hammer told me, hey, my brother's a Marine, and when we get to boot camp, they're going to chop your index finger off as initiation. So the whole time on the way to boot camp, I'm looking at my hand like, bro, I need my fingers, dog.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, so you get there, basically, everything's like, they shock you with everything, So you get there, middle of the night, and they say, everybody put your head down. So you're sitting there with your head down. You can hear the drill instructors get on the bus, but obviously you're not looking up. And then they snap. Everybody get up, grab your stuff, get out of here. Blah, 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 blah. Yo, get up now, hurry up. So you run off the bus and like legs shaking. You're just like, what do I do? Stand right here, don't move, blah, blah, blah. So you go through that process of getting to the base, and then you end up like sitting Indian style versus the wall. So one by one, they get all your information, you know what I'm saying? They type out your information in the computer, And then the first day, you don't sleep for the first 72 hours. So they keep you up purposely to when stuff hits the fan, you're sleep deprived, you're tired, So for the first 72 hours, like I said, they put you in like this little bay. Your drill instructors are nice at first because they're not your drill instructors that's going to train you. They call them receiving.
They just introduce you.
They're the ones that get you off the bus. Yeah, so they're, hey, how you doing? If you guys have any questions, ask me. Hey, it's time to go to bed. It's time to get up, blah, blah, blah. And then, but that's the period that they don't let you sleep. You're up with these 72 hours for these drill instructors. And then what they call is Black Friday.
They don't let you sleep for 3 days?
It's like 2 or 3
days. I get tired.
You're up. Yeah. So now that you're tired and you're like standing up, like finna pass out standing up, then they bring your drill instructors in. So out of the blue, these guys
crazy.
These guys come in full military uniform, and they're like, everybody, come on. And they're cussing at you, screaming in your face. Loogies are coming out everywhere, blah, blah, blah. And they're just, yes, sir. Welcome to hell, motherfuckers. So they're just tearing your world apart. And then that's literally like your first day of training, your first day of boot camp. They get you to where you're going to be at for the next 3 months. And those are your drill instructors. You know what I'm saying? They become the king of the castle, and they lay the law, man. And that's your first when you get there.
Okay. And then you settle into a boot. How long is
3 months?
Okay, so does everybody make it?
No,
everybody don't make it, right?
Everybody doesn't make it. People get hurt. I mean, but I feel sorry people get hurt because you just get recycled. So if I say I'm making a month through boot camp and I break my leg, they put you. I forgot what it's called, but they put you in like a medical platoon, and then you'll sit there for 3, 4, 5 months till your leg gets healed, and then you're back cycled into boot camp. Unless your injuries are that severe, then you just get discharged and sent home.
So when you live there in boot camp, right?
Yeah, for 3 months.
And they feed you?
Yeah, you get what they call chow. Yeah, you wake up.
Well, that's what they call chow in prison too.
Yeah, I mean, but I would say the wake up process is crazy. I mean, like my daughter's mom thinks it's hilarious that like if I'm asleep and you knock on my door, I jump up like, cause it's just habit. Cause when in boot camp when you're asleep, they have one person at the lights. So I say like wake up time is 7:30. They'll say, lights. The lights will flicker on like 7:30, and the drill instructors are coming out raising hell. Everybody get up, do that. So I naturally wake up when if I'm sleeping, my phone rings, or if I hear a knock at the door, I jump in boxers, everything. I'm jumping out of bed, and I'm just like heart's racing. And I think that's from like boot camp. From get up,
they're trying to almost break you to rebuild you a little bit?
Yeah. break all old habits, all everything, man. I mean, they teach you everything from like how to wash yourself, how to eat, how you're supposed to sleep, how to make your bed, everything.
So what is success in boot camp based on? Just surviving?
They're looking for leaders.
Got it. So this is 3 months.
Yeah.
I'm assuming towards the end does it get more intense, or how does it work? Do you have like a big test you have to pass, or?
Yeah, the big test is called the Crucible. The Crucible is like a 5K, 3K, something like that, and they take you up this hill mountain slash, and you go up there. You spend like 2 or 3 days out there, and you do that hike back. But it's in between the trip. You're doing crazy obstacles.
Yeah. So those 3 days, what do you have? You're just kind of living off the land type shit.
No, you got MREs.
Okay.
MREs stand for, people don't know, meals ready to eat, and that's just like, say they have like a pack with like spaghetti, and the spaghetti has been packaged, and it's been in this pack for like 2-3 years.
And you don't have like a tent or nothing, do you? You just kind of.
Yeah,
Oh, you have.
Yeah, you have tents. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so you're sleeping out there. I mean, you got like baby wipes to like wipe yourself. You have your water bowl, of course, with your water in it. You're carrying your rifle, ammunition.
Did you see anybody kind of lose it?
Yeah, I've seen
like where they couldn't take it no more.
Yeah, but they weed most of those people out in the beginning.
Do they get to fighting back with the drill sergeants at all?
No, they don't make it that far with that.
Got you.
Yeah.
What have you seen somebody disrespect a drill sergeant?
You can have drill sergeant to be like, hey.
What happens when somebody disrespect a drill sergeant? They don't put hands on you, right?
No, they'll call somebody else in to come. Like drill sergeants have people they answer to, so somebody that they answer to would come in and get to the root of the problem.
But then they kick your ass out.
I mean, most of the time, the kid who's being defiant will come back. And like whoever the boss is, to talk to him and get in their head and, hey man, this is your opportunity to make a living, and go, oh, don't ruin it, being stubborn. And the kid would eventually come back, but sometimes they do just get rid of them.
So you passed your test.
The Crucible?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sucks because the Crucible was tough for me because I'm only 5'7". I'm short, so they got guys who are 6'5", 6'6". What the drill instructor in the front does, they call him the pace setter. So he walks as fast as he can. He doesn't have a pack. He doesn't have. I mean, does he have a pack? Maybe he does have. I don't know. If
he has less stuff than you do.
Yeah, so he's taking off full speed.
Yeah.
And then the guys who are 6'3", 6'4" are speed walking to keep up.
And they got those long legs.
The little end gets screwed because you're marching in height order. So I'm in the back, so I'm sprinting the whole hike. I have to sprint to keep up because there's drill instructors in between. Like every 5 people is a drill instructor, and the drill instructor's like, keep up, get up there. So the guys in the front are like sweating, but they're speed walking because they got long legs. And then the little end, I got this 150-pound pack or whatever is in my pack, and I'm only 5'7", so I'm running, falling behind, running, falling behind, while the tall guys in the front are just.
You made it though.
Yeah, I did, and I got a crazy story for you. I had this recruit opportunity, but Recruit Murphy had a pack. His pack was too tight to where it pinched his nerves. So by the time we made it back from the Crucible, his arms just flapped at his side.
Are you serious?
So the drill instructor was like, "Hey, Recruit Murphy, tell drill instructor so and so what happened. I mean, show drill instructor so and so your arm." And so he went his arm, and his arm went limp. And he said, "Do it again." And the drill instructor was talking to each other because, they mess with you. He's like, "You want to see something funny? Like, Recruit Murphy, salute." So he put his arm up, and his hand would just slide down his knees.
Oh, my God.
"Salute me again." And he would go set his arm here for a salute, and his arm would just slide down.
Oh, my God.
Do a pull-up. And he'd swing his arm go up on a pull-up bar, and it just, start falling down. And they just laughed at him for, forever, bro.
Did it come back eventually?
Nah, he ended up getting medical attention and getting his stuff all...
He got fixed?
Yeah, he got fixed up. But
damn, son.
It was comedy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So there was some hazing that went on sometimes?
Because hazing.
What about when you got into the military? So when you leave, you're a newbie when you go in, right?
When you leave boot camp, they give you orders to go to your first duty station. Unfortunately for me, my duty station was to come back and work at boot camp. Okay. That was my first. That was terrible because everybody's like, "I got orders to go to Atlanta. I'm going to Florida. I'm going here. Where are you going?" And my order said back to MCRD San Diego for boot camp. I mean, back to work there.
Yeah.
So I went back to work at that base, which was terrible because I'm around recruits all day and drill instructors all day. So I was yelling and screaming all day, all night, yelling and screaming.
What was your first position?
I was an administrator. I worked in the office as an administrator for the same boot camp platoon company that I graduated from. I went back to work, so I was around my drill instructors all the time after that, and they would come in and mess with me. So I'd be in there. I'm not a recruit anymore, but they come in there and be like, "Hey, I never fucked with you, did I? I never hurt you, did I?" And I'd just be looking there like, "No, sir, no, sir, no, sir." Yeah, that's right. And I'd just be like, man. And they would come in and just poke fun at me because they were my drill instructors, But it is a big difference from being a recruit to a Marine. It's a whole different type of interaction that you have with other Marines, and it's a great feeling, especially seeing it while working there. So I would be walking and they'd be like, recruit, where's the rest of your platoon? I'm like, I work here, I work here. And like, oh, all right. Hey, what up, man? How's it going? It's a lot more laid back,
How long did you work there?
I was there for 4 years, well, like 3.5 years. And then I got transferred to Coronado Navy Base with the Navy SEALs train at. And
Wow.
That was crazy to see, to go from seeing Marines get trained every day to moving down. It's like a 15-minute drive down the over the bridge. They call it over the bridge. Go over the bridge to see the Navy SEALs. And I'm waking up at 5 a.m. and these guys have these boats with the motors in them, and they're running down towards the ocean to go do, like they call run. I don't think it's like run, fin, run, or run, fin, swim, where they take the boat out there, ride the boat out so far, swim back, then they got to run like 2 miles after that, like some craziness. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So,
yeah, you always hear stories about Navy SEALs.
They had a helipad, and I'd wake up, or I'd be about to go lay it down, and you see this helicopter hovering above the base, and there's just rope hanging. I don't know how they're lashed to this rope, but they're lashed on by like an arm or leg, and you see like 10 bodies just hanging from the rope, and the helicopter stay there for like 10, 15 minutes, and I'm just like,
Damn.
I'm at the barracks, and I'm just hanging out in my barracks room looking out the window like, that's crazy.
Damn.
So I've seen some crazy stuff, man.
Were you doing administration down there too?
I did administration down there, and I was also part of the color guard. Like, the color guard is like the people you see at like halftime games who march out with the flag and do the national anthem. So I did that my whole time being there. What they call voluntold, when you don't have a choice. So your boss is like, hey, you're going to be on the color guard. All right,
Yeah, yep.
So I did that. So I was doing a lot of retirement ceremonies and, craziness like that. And I did what they call orders. Like I said, orders is the paperwork that they give you to tell you where you're going next. I also did orders for SEER School. SEER School is like the training that they do where you learn about, not like torture, but it's like they drop you out in the middle of the woods, and that's when you're like, you have nothing. Find your
Survival.
way back. Survival. Find your way back. It's called like survive, evade, something. SEER stands for something. SERE. I forgot what it stands for, but I did orders for that, and I've heard crazy stories from those guys too. That's all branches of the military that was doing that. I think that's Navy and Marines, and I don't know if there's Army, but I know for sure Navy and Marines do that. And I work with the amphibious raid guys, like you see in the movies, how the guys who have like the boats that pull up, you know what I'm saying, to like do raids like out in the ocean, you know what I'm saying, with the, like NVGs and stuff. Yeah. So I worked with those guys too. I met a lot of those guys, amazing guys.
So how long did you spend in the military?
10 years.
So you never had to go overseas?
No, I got the.
So
I was provided the opportunity. My boss came to me and said, "Hey, they need somebody from this base to assist in this deployment. They're going to Iraq," and I'm like. He was like, hey, they call me Willie. My last name is Williams. Like, hey, Willie, we're going to choose you. You're the only one that's not married with no kids, And I'm like, all right, I'm up for it. So I went home, packed everything. The next day, they found somebody else. So I had to go back and unpack everything. Yeah. But I was so excited. I called everybody, like, I'm going overseas. But I ended up not going. They ended up finding somebody. So
did you knew people who probably went overseas?
Yeah, I had plenty of friends who went overseas.
Yeah. So but everybody made it home?
Everybody that I know.
That's what I was, yeah.
I mean, I've had people make it back, and unfortunately were in situations to where they didn't survive when they came back, from suicides and
so that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's
I've lost friends here in the States that came back and were going through their own issues, you know what I'm saying? But but I didn't lose anybody overseas, no.
So you spent 10 years in the military.
Yeah.
If you had to tell somebody what it did for you or how it changed you as a man, what do you think the military did for you?
I would say it broadens your vision of how you think society is. You see so many different aspects and people from different countries, people of different religions, people from different backgrounds, different beliefs, and you guys are all coexisting and working together. So it just teaches you, like, there's many ways to do different things. There's many ways to view different things, and I would say it just teaches you how to be more acceptable to certain things.
Do you think that the military is a good choice for people? How do you feel about it today?
I personally, if one of my brothers would right now tell me that they're going to the Marines or Army, or hell nah. But if it's somebody who's like a troubled teen or somebody who they think like needs guidance or whatever the case is, then I mean, by all means, go for it. But me personally, I've had good experiences, and I've had terrible experiences, and just from my terrible experiences, I wouldn't wish for anybody to go through some of those situations that I went through. So I wouldn't recommend it.
For sure. So you've had a journey.
Yeah.
But you also said at some point you started rapping while you was in the military.
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
So what happened was I was a rapper. I had a crew of friends, like 4 people, but I was the only rapper. But we were
when you were young?
When I had been like in military for like a year. I was like 19. But I started rapping. I was like freestyling in high school, but never like really planned on like making a song or anything. Until I was like 19, I was in the military, and like my group of friends, we were all from California, so we're the only guys on base wearing skinny jeans. We had the snapbacks, and
for sure,
you know what I'm saying. And so we had a reputation for like, you guys wear those gay skinny jeans. We don't like them skinny jeans. But we was like, that's us.
I don't know nothing about those.
We was all like, man, we from LA. You know what I'm saying? That's our swag. That's our swag.
Word.
And so we all had our Nike Dunks and stuff on. So we were known around the base for them dudes who did that. So I said we should start a group. My best friend at the time, you know what I'm saying, my boy James, first name Cody James, I told James, like, look, I'm going to be the rapper, bro. We all know English when Dougie came out. Like, we all know how to dance, so you could be like the hype man, whatever. I'll write your raps if you want to rap, but I know how to make beats. I'll write your verse, I'll write my verse, and I feel like we should start a group. And he was like, what are we going to call it? I said, think about it, bro. We're already on base, and people are looking for like where the party's at. We're it. When we go to the club, we're it. I'm like, bro, we should be the It Boys. He was like, It Boys, that's fire. So I'm like, all right, so we're the It Boys. So we ended up meeting another dude from Cali named Trey, who was in the band, and Trey knew how to sing. So we was like, hey, Trey, you gonna be part of It Boys too.
Word.
So we made like, I mean, I don't know how to look them up now, but we got like 4 songs on YouTube from like back in like 2010. We made like 4 or 5 songs. We performed at like a couple of mansion parties. We were doing pretty good until.
And you were having fun, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I was more of I want to make music, I want to get to music. And they were more like, we want to go to the club, we want to hang out with these girls, we want to go party. And so they would just go party, and I would just be making the beats, recording, mixing our stuff. So I got tired of, they would come back like, oh, our night was crazy, we had a blast. I'm like, bro, but I spent 6 hours, fixing this song. So then we ended up having a disagreement to where they was like, we're going to take off with the group and leave you. Send us the beats, send us the audio. We'll cut you out the audio. And there. I'm like, bro, if I made the beats and I recorded the song.
I'm the producer, man.
What do I look like sending you my beat so you guys could re-record a song without me on it? You know what I'm saying? So that was a disagreement. We ended up having like a falling out. And then A Boys were no more. So till this day, I haven't made a song since. I still make beats. I obviously still know how to rap and stuff. Per having a conversation with you, I'm interested in, getting the studio together and making more music. But
so you still have passion for it?
Yeah, I still have passion.
Because you be battle rapping too.
Yeah.
So we haven't even got there yet.
Yeah.
So you started rapping in the military.
Yeah.
You had a group.
Yeah.
They didn't take it as serious as you.
Yeah.
So then you get out of the military.
Yes, sir.
Do you still enjoy rapping?
I still enjoy rap.
Were you rapping with the homies when you first got out? Were you rapping at home? Were you having some fun with it?
No, because so I would say that I built my own fan base from when I had the It Boys. People on the base would be like, hey, because I went by Young Sales. My name is Marcel, is my real name. So they would say, hey, yo, Young Sales, when you dropping new music, when you dropping these beats, when you dropping that. So I made like 2 mixtapes by myself, and I built the fan base. So just from that alone, I kept that drive, the love to want to rap, because people were impressed by my skills. Like, oh, you could really, really rap, when they hear me freestyle. So
for sure.
Even to this day, if somebody plays a beat around me, or I tell people, hey, let's freestyle. And a lot of people are like, you probably can't rap, or you probably not that good. People say they can rap all the time and can't rap.
That's a big old fact.
Then when I start
freestyling,
that's
a big old fact.
People are like, you're nice. You need to make something. You're nice.
A lot of dudes
I
do
think that the fact that I still have that surprise factor when I start rapping it makes me want to rap in front of people.
For sure, big fact. That's how I feel. I haven't put out music in a long time.
Yeah.
So you were still keeping the sword sharp.
Yes.
Okay, so then you find your way into battle rap, or were you into battle rap before that, or kind of how did you find your way into battle rap?
So crazy, you're gonna think this is funny. So I ran into Crazy Baby. If you guys don't know, he runs a battle rap league here in Des Moines. I ended up
Get You Some Battle League.
Yes, Get You Some Battle League. Shout out to Get You Some. So he ended up being my coworker. I heard about him, but I never met him. So
got you.
As my coworker, I see him on his computer. He's writing raps down. He's running material by. He starts running material by me. Like, what do you think about that? Or this is something I said in the past. I'm like, that's fire. That's
Gotcha.
fire. That's fire.
Yep.
He said you should check us out on YouTube. Look at this battle. So he pulls up T-Robs versus Viz Hustles. So I watched that. And I said, man, these dudes are trash, bro. I
can't believe he pulled that battle up.
Yeah, so I said,
me and Prophet battled already.
I said, bro, these dudes are trash. I'll whoop them. And he says, well, if you think you'll beat them, get in the ring then.
Actually, I could see maybe why he did that.
I said, I'll battle any one of these guys. And he was like, all right, I'll set it up next battle. And that's how I ended up with the battle with T-Robs. I didn't know anything about T-Robs. I just knew that I'd seen his footage, and I'm like, that's trash. I'll whoop him.
So,
and that's how that got set up.
And how did it go? Did you like the whole process? Did you enjoy preparing for a battle? Did you enjoy kind of writing? Did you enjoy it, or because you kept doing it after that?
Yeah.
So did you find yourself like, oh, battle rap is something I'm interested in?
I think the fact that, I mean, just like when freestyle, the fact that somebody can hear my material and say, like, that's crazy that you came up with that.
Yep.
So just to see
that
the
feeling
shock
means the world to me.
To see the shock on people's face, and people are like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that means the world to me.
I thrive for that. So whether it's
Same.
freestyling, whether I say it in a song, whether it's battle rap, I just like shocking people.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's how that ended up. And with the battle versus T-Robs, I don't know. I've been crazy said that's my best performance so far. I would agree that. I mean, I came out swinging. I mean, the fact that I was looking at my phone throughout the battle, but it's my first battle, so I can't say that's an excuse. But I should have came more prepared, but I feel like I still did an outstanding job. My very first battle, and it was more of a challenge for me versus I wasn't worried about him. I was more like it's me versus me.
That's how I come at every battle.
From seeing the footage, I wasn't worried that he's gonna beat me lyrically or with bars. I'm more like, don't mess this up, don't mess this up, don't. So I think I was more psyching myself out during the battle. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I say every time, even to people who battle rappers I might not really mess with or something, no matter what, it's a big deal to get up there and perform with no beat to help you. Yeah. There's no help at all. Like, you got to get this shit off. So it's a big deal. So I think the best battle rappers, whoever you think is the best, have the same feeling at first of like, damn, I want to get through this. Even after you've done 100 battles. Yeah. So I love battle rap for that reason. It really does feel like some gladiator shit. It does. As far as words go and shit, you know what I mean?
I would say I love the feeling that, I mean, I get very nervous before the battle, you know, and stuff
so
like
do
that,
I.
especially with a camera in your face. But I would say that after the feeling of being able to like beat on my chest, like I did that.
Yes, sir.
That's an amazing feeling.
Kept me young for a long time. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
So you kept battling after that.
Yeah, I kept battling. What
was your next battle after T-Robs?
T-Robs was Kyler Tobias.
Let's talk about, so how did that battle go?
Did
you win?
I felt I won. I mean, the judges
was it a judge battle?
It was a judge battle.
Oh, it was?
Yes, it was.
Did the judges say you won?
The judges said I won.
Man, crazy, huh?
Man,
it was a conspiracy?
Unanimous decision.
You think they all talked about it the night before?
Nah.
Seeing as one was from another state and two didn't really talk like that? So do you think they got together ahead of time and planned to pick you?
Nah, it was.
Oh, was it a conspiracy?
I mean, there was a couple of one.
How much did you pay him?
One of the judges I didn't expect to choose me to win, anyways. You know what I'm saying? But
so how much did you pay these judges?
Man, with bars.
Because I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll tell for the people listening. So I was one of the judges for this battle, and the crazy thing about this battle was, the battle happened. I picked who I had winning.
Yes, sir.
I had you winning in my mind.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I said they picked Kyler. That's what I thought. I said, so I'm gonna be the only one that, because I liked the more genuine kind of gangster shit. Like, I just didn't really fuck with Kyler. Kyler's dope. Shout out to Kyler. Hope you're doing well, bro. I hope to get you on here. Shout out to Kyler. So he's dope. He did his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm just not into the props. So I'm just not really into what he had. So I picked you. I'm like, oh, but he's still gonna, you know what I'm saying? And then Hungry picked you. And then Showstopper from a whole nother state that we had never met until that day and barely talked to also picked you.
Yeah.
Unanimous.
Yes, sir.
You know what they said afterwards? That we cheated.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that shit was a real narrative. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We never talked about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fact. And people was like, yo, y'all cheated. Y'all did the bullshit. Da 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 da. So.
And I would say that.
So, joking, obviously, I know who won that battle. That is a win. A judge battle is a win. That's why it's judged.
But I would say the similarities between the judges about when they gave their review of the battle, everybody said that you got to bring material like props can't win you the battle. And
Facts.
And this gentleman did bring a lot of props. He brought an obituary with my face on it, which was
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. The next battle, he didn't.
Yeah,
The next battle, he showed up rapping.
Yeah.
And he did well.
Yeah.
So you won that battle.
I did win
By
that
definition, you won that battle.
Yes, sir.
So did you battle again after that?
After that, I battled Carleon. Does he go by Carleon? What is he?
KO?
KO.
Shout out to KO. That's my guy. I ain't gonna lie.
That's my dog. So I battled KO, but I feel like my battle versus KO was more. I feel like the battle kind of fell apart on both ends. He says that due to my lack of preparation, that's why the battle didn't land very well. I think he should have had, in my opinion, had better material. I did, stumble and fumble here and there, so I feel like overall the battle wasn't a very good battle. But that battle, for me, was meant to be a personal battle. I was, I had certain things that I wanted to say to him. Me and him don't cross paths a lot. I mean, he's cool. That's the homie.
No, I fuck with KO.
Certain things that were brought to my attention, years ago that could have been addressed, that I seen this is opportunity, and I get to do it on the main stage to address some stuff that I need to get off my chest. So I feel like that battle should have been way more amped for me than what it was, and I feel like I allowed it to fall apart on my end. I feel like on both ends, but mostly I'll take the blame for that, because even if I feel like he's underperforming, I can still bring the heat on my end and still make it a great battle.
Facts.
So
and you can only control what you can control anyway.
Yeah, so I feel like the battle overall just fell apart. It got away from me.
So did you battle after that?
I battled Sticky after that.
Oh, I remember that battle. Was that the one where he tried to talk to me?
He started bringing the other battlers.
No, he asked me to be in the room, and then at one point during his round, he turned to me and started rapping to me. So shout out to Sticky, man. You know what I'm saying? No, he did, because that would have been, he hasn't had many battles. That's when he did that. And that, I ain't gonna lie, it made me mad.
I just watched that like 2 days ago.
It made me mad because you called me in here just so you could try to play me. You know what I'm saying? So, but shout out to Sticky though. Yeah. But that was your last battle?
Yeah, Sticky was my last battle.
But did you have battles fall through or anything that was scheduled but didn't work out?
Yeah, I was supposed to battle Rello Washington from out of state. That battle fell through because he had his own issues going on. I'm not going to get into that. So he was unable to make it to Des Moines for the battle.
Gotcha.
And then this last battle, I was supposed to battle. Who was I supposed to battle? I forgot his name.
Fair enough. Shout out to him.
But yeah, due to timing issues, I was there when the battles were supposed to start. He didn't think we were going to go first, so he showed up later. After me waiting like 3 or 4 hours, I'm like, bro, I'm not going to keep waiting here. So I took off. So shortly after I took off, he got there.
Damn, you didn't stay for the rest of the battles?
Nah. Damn. I was upset, man. I was frustrated.
I get you. I'm talking shit.
I'm like, man, I'm pissed because I've been practicing for like the last 3 hours. I'm ready to go. And so I ended up leaving. I'm like, I need a drink, man. So you know what I mean? So I left, and then as I'm having that said drink, I get a call saying that he's here. Are you gonna double around and come back? And I'm like, I'm not coming back up there. But I talked to Crazy about it, and Crazy like, I understand if you've been here prepared. If he was here prepared, the battle would have happened.
So you still want to battle in the future?
Yeah, I still want to battle. I think at this point in time right now, I just got back into dabbling with the my recording program that I used to use back in the day. I just got back into making my beats. So I think I want to try to get more into the recording, making music aspect, and I'll still battle, but it's not going to be on the front burner, as it was before. Got it.
Yeah, no, I mean, battle rap is fun though. You know what I'm saying? I love Get You Some and shit, and I love the battle scene here in Des Moines. It's lit.
Yes, sir.
So shout out to that or whatever.
Shout out to Get You Some, man.
I'm moving on from battle rap as well, but
yeah.
Shout out to battle rap. That shit is fun,
Man,
shit is a
good time. Gotta broaden your horizon sometimes.
Yo, let me ask you something.
What's up, brother?
I'm gonna ask you something.
What's up, man?
Is it true? Was there ever a time where, we won't say how this happened, but was there ever a time where you pulled up in the hood with a box truck full of toys and was giving out gifts for Christmas? Did this ever happen?
Yeah, it definitely happened.
Have you ever been called Santa Claus in real life?
Yeah,
by real kids.
I was a Southside Santa Claus.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Southside Santa. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Shout out to that, bro.
Yeah.
Because we don't got to get into the details.
Yeah.
But to be able to say that.
Yeah.
What made you want to? What makes you want to give back? Because obviously that's just somebody. So we're not even going to talk about how we got there.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking drug dealers was giving out, turkeys in the hood, right? So we're not talking about how we got there. We just know that happened. What made you be somebody who wanted to give back?
No, I would say that when I first moved here, I met some genuine people. Shout out Regs, shout out Ra, shout out Bam and Mickey. I met a group of friends that were all genuine towards me, And then around the time Christmas came around, people had, may have been locked up. I may have been, out of touch, financially, whatever the case may have been.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, you know what? Let me look out. So I'm, hey, bro, here's your kid's straight, your kid's straight, your kid's straight. And then I end up getting calls like, hey, what about, my aunt might need this or my neighbor might need this. So I'm like, all right, well, let me do more than just look out for my couple of friends. So
shout out to doing more.
Yeah.
Shout out to doing more. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah, so that went on for like 2 years, I would say. However, I ended up in that situation to be able to do that.
But you are someone who likes to give back. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's not even that situation specific. Yeah. You are someone who cares about people, wants to make the world a better place, whatever.
I do.
So, but speaking of kids.
Yes, sir.
Are you a father?
Yes, I got a 5-year-old beautiful princess, Malaysia.
Shout out to her, man.
Yeah, shout out Malaysia. She's at school right now, kindergarten,
So what has fatherhood taught you?
I would say to cherish every second,
It's all a big deal.
It is. And
shout out to Melon Boy. I love you.
I would say, shout out to her. I would say that my daughter brings me so much joy. And I would say, even though I've been talking to you about my life, in the military, everything else, it's just crazy to imagine living a life before her. Because she's my world. I breathe her. I
love that.
Her. I love
that.
So a life before her, it was like, how was I surviving without my daughter? That's crazy.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely. Yeah. That's what I tell myself. Yep. I'm on it. Luckily, everybody made it out safe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
So, no, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So you currently, raising your, and you going to school?
Yeah, I go to, shout out University of Arizona. I go to school online.
Raising your daughter?
Doing my bachelor's program for liberal arts.
Getting back into rapping?
Oh, yeah, getting into music.
Still battling?
Trying to be a great father,
Keeping it solid with the homies?
Oh, yeah, always got to keep it solid with the homies,
Yeah, no, so that's why I'm glad you came, man, because I appreciate it, because I really wanted people to see, we have to address the fact that I can understand somebody who served saying they wouldn't recommend it today.
Yeah.
But that does, for me, I'm just a person who knows that we need I'm very aware that we need a military and that they do put their lives out there for us. Yeah. So I still want to let you know that how much that's appreciated that you did that, and that there was someone who could inspire you to do it. Because like you said, you met someone who inspired you to do it. I'm sure you met good people that were serving, people. And that you probably still to this day meet people who also served, and y'all probably, and that's a big deal. Yeah. So I want to shout you out for that. And obviously we talked about, the foster system.
Yes, sir.
So, there's definitely kids out there going through that right now, or that also went through that.
It's crazy because my assignment for this week, this course that I'm currently taking now, English 2, is about pick a job in the in my degree program that I want to do with my degree, and I chose social work. So right now I'm doing this course that I'm doing is based around social work.
No, I love that.
So it's crazy, yeah. Everything came full circle,
No, for sure. So yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. We coming up on an hour.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, but I want to know a little bit about you today.
What you want to know, man?
So what does a normal, kid-free night look like for my boy these days?
Man.
What are you you having a good time out here?
Man, it's a jungle. Nah, I would say
it is a jungle.
Yeah, I would say this.
Got to keep them going under. You know what I'm saying?
I would say a kid-free night. I'm out mingling with people. I'm out here single. But I would say that you could catch me at a local bar somewhere. But my thing that I love to do, which my friends aren't too fond of, is I like going out and just mingling with everybody. I walk in the bar, everybody, what's up? I'm hugging every person I walk by, patting everybody on the shoulder, what's up? Yeah. My friends are like, bro, people do not need to know you're in the room. You can go sit. Go in the bar, go sit in the corner and have your beer. You don't have to go shake hands with everybody, hug everybody. Nah, they gonna know I'm in the room.
I love that. I love that. For sure.
I'm gonna check on how's your day. I'm just that type of person. Genuinely, I just like to mingle people, greet people. You don't know who had a bad day at work. Who I might go up and crack a joke and I might make your whole day. You just got fired from your job or something.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Those little interactions matter.
Yeah.
I go to the same gas station every day, right?
Yeah.
And the people always super cool, right? So sometimes I'll tell them, I'll be like, yo, these little interactions matter.
Yeah, they
if
do.
a motherfucker had a rough night and I pull here to get my coffee in the morning and you just say something extra nice to me, that shit matters.
Yeah,
so, because it's effort. It take
does.
effort to do that.
Yeah, I was just at the
But
bar.
ain't nothing wrong with getting in the corner and staying to yourself, though, too.
No, I was just at the bar like 2 days ago, and somebody I knew in the bar
Being
was
extra.
telling their story about how they lost their job. So I went over.
Yeah, I lost my job,
I'm like,
too.
yo,
That's
big
fucked
dog,
up.
I hear about you telling, so-and-so about your job. I'm like, here, a couple drinks on me. Here you go.
I love that.
And they were like, I appreciate you so much. I'm like, hey, everybody
Maybe I
goes
just
through
need to
stuff.
start going to the bar.
Man,
because I lost my job. I ain't gonna lie. So
man, drinks on
no,
me.
no.
What you
Shout out
talking
to
about?
that. No, shout out to that for sure. So you said you're currently maybe dabbling back into making music.
Yes, sir.
For sure. You were looking at maybe getting a studio. I know
Yes,
you've been
sir.
talking about that, trying to better yourself.
You've been putting ideas in my head.
Hey man, I'm just trying to make something happen. A lot of people gonna watch this and be like, this should have been started.
Great
So,
man right here.
No, I'm
Great
just
man.
happy to be here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
Was a great interview.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I do look forward to hopefully continuing to work with you. You know,
sir.
hopefully do some. I'm down to do some music. I'm down to pod. I'm just trying to get us out there to the people.
Okay.
The people that's watching this right now, that sat here with you. Don't forget the camera right there. That sat there with you, trying to find out more about you. Shout out to them. What you want to say to them?
I just want to say, never stop following your dreams. You know what I'm saying?
Big
Always
fact.
push
Shout out to
forward.
that. Never stop following your dreams, man.
Don't let nobody hinder you.
What?
Even if you got to drop the baggage and move on by yourself, don't let
If
nobody
somebody
hold
hinder
back.
you, push them down.
Yeah.
I'm just
Hey,
don't do
you
that.
funny as hell.
Metaphorically, mentally, push them down.
Anything else y'all want to know? You know what I'm saying? My Facebook is Cali-Livin without the G, just Cali-Livin. And I just want to say, stay determined, and I would say from growing up in foster care.
Man, I couldn't imagine, dog.
I always had the thought of, one day I'm going to be great. And I went to the military. And I always, even my rough days, bad days, I always say, everything comes to an end. You know what I'm saying? There's always better days. There's always going to be better days. So no matter what you're going through in life, don't beat yourself down. Don't think
Big
about
facts.
giving up because nothing, I always tell friends when they're going through something, nothing lasts forever. There's always 24 hours in a day. Time still has to move forward. Time don't stop for nobody.
Facts.
So anything that you're going through,
You sound like a podcaster.
man, anything you're going through in life has to come to an end. Nothing lasts forever. So just keep your head up.
Yo, big facts. Big facts. And there you might be interested in podcasting and stuff eventually. They might see you around this internet streets, huh?
Man, you already know. You know what I'm saying? A little razzle dazzle.
I ain't mad at it. Yo, this is BEDDER-MEDA, taking the eye out of media. Do better the future. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just figuring it out.
Shout out
Future. I hope to keep talking to, solid dudes who, been through it, who can tell us about the struggles of foster care and going through the military. And we just hope to get real people on here with real stories who really been through it and that can inspire others. And you are definitely somebody who fits that category. And I think people should be inspired by, going through the system, having to move around like that, keeping a somewhat solid head on your shoulders, staying out of trouble, trying to lead people in the right direction, trying to figure it out on your own, turning out all right, raising a beautiful little girl, trying to go to school, trying to better yourself. I'm very aware that, what they say out here? They say, oh, this is regular shit. We don't got to give people flowers for raising their kids and shit. You know what I say? The fuck out of here, because I know a ton of people not doing what they supposed to. So I'm going to give people flowers for doing what they supposed to, because not everybody doing it.
I would say my one pet peeve from being in foster homes growing up is when people come up to me and say, well, you turned out well for yourself. I take that offensively, because what am I supposed to be, a failure? I don't like when people say that to me. I get that a lot.
I feel you.
You turned out well for yourself. I don't like that.
I ain't mad at it, but it's also a true thing, because they're going to tell me that too, because I was supposed to be dead in jail. I lived outside, all that shit from my story.
Yeah.
They're going to tell me that too.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. But it is a big deal.
Yeah.
It is a big deal.
Definitely.
Because I'll tell you what, there's people who turn out less with more.
Yes, sir.
That had a whole family, that had a whole support system, that was causing trouble and was ripping and running,
it all the way.
and didn't turn out to be nothing.
Yeah.
So you know what? It is a big deal that you turned out. So I want you to take offense to it.
Yeah.
But it was a big deal.
Yeah.
So you are appreciated out here. Men like you are appreciated out here.
Thank you.
Fathers are needed out here.
Yes,
BEDDER-MEDA. Please like, share, subscribe, all that type of stuff.
Subscribe.
We just happy to be here. Shout out to y'all. We out of here.
Shout out
Cali-Livin.
BEDDER-MEDA.
It's
You
the
already
future.
know.
Do better.
Yeah,
BEDDER-MEDA. Taking the eye out of media. Let's go, baby.